Saeed Spit, an easy-peasy person from Easy-Peasy Island in the middle of the terrific ocean, by Roger Hargreaves and Gray Joliffe. Do you know any greetings in Arabic? Assalamu alaikum, ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban. Well, I don't recommend you say this to Saeed Spit, the easy-peasy camel, who lives in Hump Cottage in Pyramid Plaza on Easy-Peasy Island in the middle of the terrific ocean. You see, there's a reason why you should never greet Saeed Spit in a friendly way. Because he is a camel, you must be aware that camels are very rude animals. And Saeed is known for his horrible attitude. He even has a terrible temper. He even says bad words in Arabic, which luckily won't be written in this story. Our story begins when Saeed was out walking a long way away from the desert where he lived, and out into the mild countryside. "What kind of people live here?" he thought. "It's too barren." It was then he met Willy Woof, the easy-peasy dog. "All right there, mate. I'm Willy Woof. Who might you be?" "Saeed Spit," replied Saeed bluntly. "Now get out of my sight, you kahir kalb." "What does that mean?" queried Willy. "It means you are a dirty dog, you dirty dog!" shouted Saeed rudely, and pushed Willy over into the ground. "God a blooming Bennett!" exclaimed Willy Woof. "What did you do that for?" Saeed glared at Willy. "I do not talk to the dirty dogs like you!" he thundered, and started shouting at him in Arabic. None of which Willy could understand. Willy stood up and trudged home, muttering to himself, "God blimey, someone needs to tame that horrible camel." Later on, Saeed met Molly Moo, the easy-peasy cow. She was having a grass sandwich. "Why, hello, dear camel," she greeted warmly. "Who may I have the pleasure of meeting?" Saeed scoffed ignorantly. "I'm Saeed Spit, and I do not associate myself with silly cows, especially when they stuff themselves with grass sandwiches and become revolting blobs of filth!" And he started ranting and raging in Arabic some more. Molly was mortified. "What a rude camel you are!" she scolded. "Has anyone taught you how to behave in the presence of a lady?" Saeed was furious. "No woman ever tells me what to do and gets away with it!" And he seized the grass sandwich and threw it to the ground and stomped and spat on it. He then glared at Molly and stormed off, saying bad words in Arabic. Molly went home to grumble. "Well, I never!" she explained. "The very idea of seizing my sandwich and stomping on it and spitting on it! Something has to be done about that horrendous camel!" Then Saeed met Sam Squeak, the easy-peasy mouse. And if there's one thing Saeed can't stand next to dogs and cows, it's mice. "Hey there, Mr. Camel," greeted Sam. But before he could say anything more, Saeed seized Sam by the scruff of his neck, shouted and said bad words to him in Arabic, and then threw him into the nearest dustbin, kicked it over until it rolled all the way to Applepip Cottage where Sam lived. Sam wriggled out from the litter and muttered, "Of course you realise this means war." That very evening, the Easy-Peasy Islanders gathered at the Easy-Peasy Town Hall to discuss Saeed's terrible attitude. "Well, I don't know what to do with that horrible camel," began Tom Trudge, the Easy-Peasy Tortoise Mayor, "but I'm fed up with him and his atrocious attitude towards us." "Hear, hear," added Warren Waffle, the Easy-Peasy Rabbit. "He made a mess of my carrot patch and said I was worse than a rat." "Ah-ya!" cried Pink Puff, the Easy-Peasy Panda. "He destroyed my Zen garden." "And he drank all the water in my pond so I couldn't swim," cried Colin Crow, the Easy-Peasy Frog. "What are we going to do with him?" cried everyone. but no one could think of an answer. That is, until wise old Uncle Hoot, the Easy Peasy Owl, spoke up. "Woo! I have a cunning plan," he announced. "One of us has got to go to his desert inferno and teach him how to behave. Any volunteers?" But no one wanted to do it. In fact, you had to have the patience of a saint, or have such an optimistic approach to life that nothing could get you down. It was then a cute, giggly little voice piped up. Giggled the cute little voice of Winnie Week, the Easy Peasy guinea pig. "There you have it, our volunteer that can turn Saeed's behaviour around," announced Uncle Hoot. "Winnie, you are our only hope." Giggled Winnie, and hurried home to Cage Cottage, which is where she lived, packed her bags, and set off the following day. When she got to Hump Cottage, Winnie surveyed the house and pressed the doorbell. Saeed hurried to the door and opened it so violently it nearly came off its hinges. "The sign on my doorbell says Atrukni Wahdi! Leave me alone!" roared Saeed furiously. Winnie didn't care. She just smiled at him and went into Hump Cottage. "Get out of my house, you rotten rodent!" thundered Saeed. But Winnie just sat on his sofa, smiling at him pleasantly. Saeed was about to lose it, but in the end he stormed off into the kitchen to make some shakshuka. Winnie sat there watching him cook. Saeed was getting more and more irritated. In the end, when the shakshuka was made, he took out 2 bowls and put one of them into a bowl for him and another one for Winnie. They ate together, but Saeed wished for more than anything to just kick her out of his house.
"Thanks for the shakshuka,"
giggled Winnie. "Right, you can go now," said Saeed bluntly, pointing to the door. But Winnie just sat there and giggled sweetly at him. Saeed's arms began to twitch. He gritted his teeth, his face was as red as a raging fire, but Winnie still smiled at him. Finally, Saeed stormed off to his room, put his face into his pillow, and screamed every bad word he knew in Arabic. In the end, he let Winnie sleep in his room, and he had to sleep downstairs on the sofa. It was very uncomfortable. The following day, Winnie skipped merrily downstairs and said,
"Hi, Saeed! It's me, Winnie Week!"
Saeed was getting very impatient. "Just answer me this," he said very slowly. "Why are you here?" Winnie said nothing. She just giggled sweetly at him. Saeed couldn't take it anymore. He turned the whole house upside down, screaming, shouting, punching the walls, and Winnie just stood there and laughed at the whole thing. And in the end, Saeed finally broke down and burst into tears. "Why are you even here? Why?" he wept.
"So you can be a better person, that's why."
Giggled Winnie Week. Poor Saeed. He didn't feel like raging anymore. So instead he made breakfast for him and Winnie. And over the course of a week, Saeed's temper became more and more stable. He didn't shout, scream, say any bad words in Arabic, and he didn't start fights. In fact, he didn't do anything bad at all. In fact, he turned out a much better person than Winnie Week had ever thought. And eventually, Winnie Week's time at Hump Cottage was over.
"Thanks for having me over, Saeed.
She giggled.
I loved being with you, but now I have to return home where I live. Will you promise to come see me?"
For you, Winnie, said Saeed Spit, I will do anything. And he gave Winnie a red rose.
Why, Saeed?
Said Winnie.
You really do care about me.
Well, replied Saeed, it's the least I can do. For a very good friend.